Good morning. Good evening. Hello. Is everyone sleeping? Oh, yes. How you doing, Funka? Looks like it's just me and you, Funka. You hurt your back sleeping the other day. Oh. Were you doing that thing where you sleep in like a contortionist position for some reason? And then wake up the next day with like lots of soreness? Controlling the way that we sleep is actually really important. And you can do it, but like I've had moments in time where like I kept sleeping in a certain way where I'd be like sleeping on my arm, and I had like a sore it was either wrist or shoulder or something like that, like, and it kept getting worse and I couldn't figure out what it was. I eventually figured out it was the way I was like folding my arm up under my head and sleeping. That was the reason. So I had to like consciously force myself to, you know, to not lay on my arm, and eventually I was able to change that, and then yeah, the pains went away. So it's funny how that is. The self defeating nature of mankind, I suppose, at work. Okay, humans be weird, yeah, right? Defeating ourselves even in our sleep. Hey, how you doing, Fee? Hello, hello. Okay, so we are going to be jumping into our project today. Oh, not like that. Moment. Ein Moment, bitte. Okay. There we go. So we did all this stuff yesterday, and I baked it, so it's all locked in. Now I had to lay her down like this in the oven with a bed of aluminum foil because we're in Europe and you guys have tiny ovens. So, but we were able to make it work just by laying her down. So that's how it'll happen from now on. She'll have to be laid either front side or back side for baking. And then the neckline as well. Hey, what's up, Spring? So I think the next step is we're gonna do the continuing of the clothing on the back, which is way less going on there. So we'll probably end up doing the back and even the neck. There's like a part of her clothing that goes up her neck. Right. Let us begin. Also sculpt in here, kind of where the hip is showing through a little bit there. Oh, too much. There we go. Also did finish this and got this in the oven. So maybe we'll sculpt the cap of the mushroom. Mushroom father-in-law. It's a gift. I told my mother-in-law and father-in-law I'd make them each one thing, and they got to choose what it is. So this one's for my father-in-law. It's called a troll shopping. It's basically a very drunk man having his last beer. They call that a troll shopping. It's like the last beer of the night. So that's him. And then the mushroom one this is actually what my father-in-law looks like. It's his likeness onto a mushroom. That's what my mother-in-law asked for. So, father-in-law mushroom. Go plant it in the garden. Okay, let's see. Let's actually fill in these side areas first. Oh, yes. Lots of details. That's how we like to do it around here. Make this layer look as if it's under the clothing layer, just slightly. This is kind of a section of exposed skin. Let's use the rake to get this middle part down. Till middle of November, I'll be here. Mm-hmm. That's what you call quality time there, Fee. You know, my wife basically uprooted and came to America, and she's got a whole family here, and they're all very close. I just want to look back on these years, and I know we'll be thankful for the time we spent here. Especially with certain members of the family getting older. Have to enjoy that time. Someday there will come a time where they won't be around no more. No point in waiting. Yeah, I mean, we really couldn't come if Ina's dad is just such a good guy. He paid for these last. Actually, I think all 3 trips he's paid for. So this is our 3rd time here. He pays for He makes it so easy for us to come. We wouldn't be able to if we didn't have his help. So. He covered the flight, and then they're so like I don't know, they just take care of everything. They make sure we're picked up by somebody, you know. They come and get us, they drop us off. You know, we only really spend a little bit of money on groceries. You know, that's about it. Which we, you know, if we were in the States, we would be doing the same thing, you know. The only really sacrifice on our end is the working time. You know, we're not obviously not working as much while we're out here than when we're at home. The maelstrom. Hello. How are you? Just a little bit of a bump here. It's weird that other chats are more active than Twitch chat for once. Yeah, I mean, there's phases even during our normal streaming time that happens. Oh, I'm doing just fine. Thankful for another day. Alive and well. And doing what I love, that's right. In Germany. Isabel. Hello, Isabel. Dr. Kaboot. Yeah, all our German friends are getting to work, waking up. We got the German work and lurk crew. You're the second one. They are rare today. Wake up, Germans. It's time to work. "8:30 a.m. You're trying to find my dragon sculpting class. Well, if you go to my channel and then click on playlists, you should be able to find it there in the playlist section. Dr. Kaput sounds like a German name to me. Oh, it is. It is. The doctor is in. People can be so coarse in Germany. I was watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in German, the German version. And the guy had a question that he decided to use the phone a friend feature for, to ask for help. And the guy who runs the show, man, he's so like arrogant and like just rude. The lady who answers the phone that the contestant phones into says, starts talking. He says, "Wow, your voice sounds beautiful." He's like, "I can't tell whether you smoke 30 packs of cigarettes a day or 40." Like, just like right away out the gate. And then everyone's laughing about it. It's like, man, that lady must be crushed when she gets off of the phone on a show like that, like, okay. Nice, man. Just so bam, blunt in your face, I understand a lot of German. I can't. I don't speak as much as I can understand, and then usually when we're watching TV with Oma, the wife will translate some things for me. So for the parts I don't understand. I think it's funny. It's funny to watch German TV. I don't know why. It's just different. Gives me a lot of laughs. Is that the guy's name? That old guy? The host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yeah. He's mean. He's very full of himself, I think. The way he responds to even like little like things that people do or say. Let's just say if I met him out in the world, I wouldn't want particularly to be his friend. It's a little bit of like Jinglish or Engelman. So certain members of the family know English. Like Ina's dad, he knows English enough that we can hold whole conversations totally fine. He can talk to Emma and all that stuff. But Ina's mother does know English, but doesn't like speak it too much. My Oma, or Ina's Oma, doesn't do any English whatsoever, so it's all German for her. And then her her sister and her brother knows English quite well. Her sister knows it but doesn't speak it. Understands but doesn't really speak. And then I have a niece and a nephew that are in their this kind of the schooling years where they're starting to learn English. So that's been good. Every year, Colin is his name. We come back and it's like now it's almost to a point where I can have conversations with him. So just in the matter of like 2 or 3 years. So well, there are certain sounds to the language that we just don't in the English world don't use, like a whole syllable or a whole sound that you make with your mouth that you just don't use. So it's very hard to say things properly because of that. You know, all the ooh, yeah, all the ooh ooh eh, ooh. Like I don't hear a difference when I'm being corrected on these sounds. I don't hear any of the differences. It sounds all the same to me. So so when I say something, I'd say it wrong, and then I get corrected. I'm like, you just said what I said. It sounds exactly the same. I don't understand. But for them, they hear these like little subtle differences between those letters. And uh, it's like the Hermione scene. It's not Leviosa. It's Leviosa. It's like sounds the same to me. But other than that, there's quite a lot of similarities. I wouldn't say it's I've learned quite a bit of Spanish, and I'd say it's equivalent difficulty wise to learning something like Spanish. Eat, hit, and heat. Yeah, you just end up using the wrong word. Oh, what was the word I learned? Schlüssel, which is keys, and Schlüssel, which is bowl. The Schlüssel is in the Schlüssel. Schlüssel in the Schlüssel. And the Schuhe is the shoe, and the Schule is the school. The Schuhe and the Schule. So funny. Seems like every time I come out here, because it's easy, you start to learn a language way quicker when you're like immersed in an environment where everything around you is speaking that language. So every time I come out here, I learn like more words and phrases. Still need to work on the pronunciation. Yeah, I know. Oh, I've been told. I always answer that with, "Well, did you understand what I was trying to say at least?" And then she always says yes. I'm like, "Well, there you go. Communication is working. Let's not hold me up to German standards, all right? American standards, please. Much lower." The Germans. You guys could be pretty radical when it comes to like proper grammar or proper way of saying things. pretty radical about it, and also self-conscious about like speaking English in front of other Germans. I think that might even just be a European thing with using English. You guys know English better than probably most Americans, and yet will apologize after every sentence, thinking you're saying things wrong. It's like, just relax, you're fine. Sorry, my English is terrible. It's like, no, it's actually really good. Scandinavians are really good with English. I think we raided into a Scandinavian yesterday. Hard base working. He streams his day job as a machine operator. I think he said he's in Netherlands or Norway. Was it Norway? I think it might have been Norway. No, not Netherlands. Norway. I think it was Norway, or did he say it was the Netherlands? Oh, it was. Yeah, you're right. Oops. Because it's Dutch was his main language. Is that Netherlands? Happy Wednesday. Oh, happy Wednesday to you too. Sir Savage. To get this spot lower here. What about Oktoberfest? I've never participated in Oktoberfest in Germany. It's just a touristy thing, to be honest. I mean, maybe not, but it's kind of like the cliche touristy thing to do. Plus, yeah, I'm not a big fan of like just big crazy party stuff. I stay in my small little village and enjoy the quiet village life while I'm here. Have some beers and play some darts with my father-in-law. Tourist and overhyped, yeah, I agree. It's become like a worldwide sensation, you know. It's like the classic, like, do you eat some sauerkraut and pretzels while you were there? It's like, no, actually, not even one time. Just becomes this like cliche, what people think of when they think of Germany. Meanwhile, the authentic experience is much better. I think every country has those things that people naturally think of, though. Those kind of stereotypical things. I think it's like 30 or 40 minutes from Fulda in the Bird Mountain region. Little village of like 400 people. Bavarian, yeah. I think so that's something I didn't really realize that other people probably don't realize is the difference between the regions. That there's such a vast difference even within the language between different regions of Germany. It's because as American, you come here and you see how big the country is. It's like the size of one of our states, and there's within a state, there's really not, there's no difference between this little village and that little village, so you just assume it's all the same, but then you come here and there's all these little micro cultures within this area. You're 10 minutes south of Frankfurt. Okay. Yeah, I'm in Hessen. It's like, I want to say it's like an hour trip, a little over an hour from Frankfurt when we get picked up from the airport. So we're further into Hessen. Well, yeah. So, like, for example, obviously you go to Texas, it's different. Or like the deep south compared to like northerners, the way they sound and stuff is different. But you have to go very long distances to get to get those kind of subtle separations. Whereas here it's like much shorter distances and it's much more drastic of differences, So it's like little micro cultural things, Like, so where I live in the Midwestern area, if I went, let's say, 4 hours in any direction, most of the people would be pretty much the same. The way they sound and the culture and all that stuff. But you start getting into like the 6+ hour drive time, then you're starting to get into like different people sounding different and the areas being different. So yeah, it's just you got to travel much further before that kind of shift happens. Right, yeah. More condensed. It's just an interesting thing. Yeah, we went up to northern Wisconsin for me to be reunited with my biological family, and that was like 6.5 hour drive, and it was different up there for sure. They have the northern, almost Canadian sounding English. The Autobahn. I don't drive. I usually don't drive when I'm out here. So Ina does the driving. I do the driving in America, and she does the driving when we're in Germany. But I've been a passenger on the highway. The Autobahn. You would be in the sea. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I used to drive, so I used to live in Colorado, which is more towards the west coast. Just to go from Colorado to from Denver, Colorado to run around Chicago, that was like a 16-hour car ride of like straight driving. So that's not even the full, you know, width of the U.S. Oh yeah, for sure. No, it is. It is really beautiful here. I like to get out and go see some castles. We did that last year. We went out and saw a few castles. It was also a town, a village or a town that's like built on top of a castle that has a kind of a winter market. Last year they had that. I wonder. I think we'll probably be doing that again too. We went to a town last year that is the town that the Brothers Grimm grew up in, and there was a museum there. That was pretty awesome to go explore. Climbed to the top of a castle tower. Which was quite a workout because Emma got scared halfway up, so I had to carry her halfway up and then the whole way down. And the steps, man, are so steep. It's crazy. Quite a workout. I was just trying not to blow out my knee or something. Hey, Asheltron. Yeah, I'm in Germany right now. Yeah. That's why I'm streaming at these oddball hours lately. Or not normal hours for me. Oh, nice. That's the food in Germany. The food is like excellent. Absolutely good. They're very serious about their food here. Some of the cheapest, easiest to get food here is better than some of the best food you get in America. There's way more government regulation with food ingredients. So even just basic stuff you get at the grocery store is just not only tastes better, but is better health wise. Wait, there's way less having to like comb through ingredients to make sure you're not eating junk, you know? They have these little pop up bakeries all over the place with like fresh baked bread, and the bread is just so just good, you know? Well, no, see, that's the thing, Mug. The reason why it's so good is because the German people are so picky that simply if it's not up to par, up to the quality standard, what people expect, they don't buy it. And if they don't buy it, the companies lose money. So what do the companies do? They make it up to the standard that the people are requiring of them. In America, there is no like they could just make junk, throw it on the shelf, people buy it, you know, and that's the problem. I think that's where really it comes from, because it's not just food; it's like normal thing, like normal stuff you would buy, like household items, even kids' toys. You can just feel this better quality, like better craftsmanship, better quality, things that last way longer, and it's because German people just are really just strict about the things they spend money on. They're all shaving pennies, you know, so they're not going to spend money on stuff that's not up to their standard. Which, since everyone's like that here, it forces these companies to actually make good stuff, so people will actually buy it. You know, we're stubborn. Yeah, exactly. If some, no, it's just more of like they have a higher expectation of if they spend money on something that they get, that it's actually something that's good. But in America, it's not always the case. So some people do, like I have that mentality there, but since most people don't, the companies, why build a nicer product or make better tasting or better quality food if we don't have to, right? They just follow what makes sense money wise, you know. So I guess a good example of that is and I'm sure a lot of Germans know of this, but something called a thermomix or thermomix in English. It's a cooking machine for the kitchen that does all kinds of, pretty much does everything you need in the kitchen, and it's expensive. We have one at our house, but I had never heard of it before until I met my wife, and she told me that her mom's used one for a long time, and so you go and look at how much it costs. It's like $1,600 for this kitchen appliance. For and you're just like, man, that's super expensive. But after having owned one and seeing how just absolutely tough they are and well engineered, it makes sense. We ended up getting ours. Some lady sold hers used. She had only used it. I think no, she didn't even use it. Her husband bought it for her, and she sold it for half the price. It was some lady in right. You just can't break exactly. We've used that thing so much to do all kinds of different things, and it's totally worth it. But you couldn't market something like that very well in America because people don't want to pay the higher upfront cost for something that's good that will last forever. You know, so Maybe it's a little bit of that old mentality, just old world mentality. Build things that last, a long, long time. But it's also, one of the reasons is it's actually difficult to throw things away here. So, so buying something that you have to then get rid of becomes a huge burden, much bigger of a burden than in America. It's very easy to throw things away there or to give them away to like, Goodwill or whatever like that. So it's not as big of an issue to get things that you can just get rid of. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I can speak directly to that. It's a much better system. In America, you're just kind of, you know, if you're if you're poor. I mean, I don't have health insurance. I can't afford it. And if I have to go to the doctor for something, it's very rough. Let's just say there's a lot of times I don't go to the doctor when I probably should because I know of the financial burden that will come from it. So forces me to have to figure it out without that. Hmm. I mean, my wife had some issues with her foot. We were almost going to cancel the trip because I had thought there was maybe something wrong, like it was fractured or something like that. Uh, and I really didn't want to have to go in, but we did because this trip was on the line. So we ended up going in, and just to get through the front door, to not even like see or talk to anybody, it was like $275 just to be seen, and then who knows how much it's going to cost in total. They did like 3 x-ray photos, and then basically the doctor said, yep, no fracture, you should be fine, just you know just try to take it easy. It's probably just an inflamed joint or something. And so yeah, for that trip, I could see it being 500 plus just for that. So $500 plus. And the sad thing is, even if you could afford insurance for that, wouldn't even be fully covered. So I think I looked it up for like my family of 3 for me to pay for my own insurance. It'd be like 1,500 a month, and then that does, if you have to end up having to go to the doctor, you have to pay like a $500 copay, which is like insurance won't cover anything until you pay this dollar amount. And then they only cover like half of the bill until you've spent like $7,000 or so 7,000. And then everything after this, so after all of that, then if you've spent $7 to $10,000, then after that, then they cover most things. So it's like it's like, geez, man, I'm better off just trying to pay out of pocket for everything. It's crazy. Now it's harder for me personally because of the fact that I'm a self-employed individual. Makes it much harder. Because usually when you work for a company, they have health benefits, and they even cover like half of your health benefits. So. 14%. Yeah. Right. But for me, it's like definitely more than half of what my income would be. Yeah. Well, I remember my wife was a freelancer when we first met. So, and she told me I think it was around 400 a month for her insurance. So she was technically self-employed. $400 a month for one person, which that's not too bad considering that you don't have to really pay anything if you do have to go to the doctor. Costs as much as an apartment if you freelance. Yeah. I think nowhere in the world is it easy to become your own boss. It's not the easy road, but that's okay. I think if I ever needed like major medical work done, I would just go to like Colombia or something. Just go to some like South American country where it's really cheap. Take my chances there. There's a lot of people, especially from the States, that do that. Go get their medical, even dental work done in South America somewhere. 14%. Okay. I wonder what country in the world has the best system for that, or even if there is one. Is there one that's arguably better than the rest? Probably a Scandinavian country. They seem to be always doing everything right. Switzerland. Yeah. I think it was a Scandinavian school system. It was really good. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a better angle at this. Okay. That's glue, yeah, clay glue. We're gonna be covering her whole back with clay here. No, it's not technically a glue. It's a it doesn't air dry. It's exactly the same kind of compound as the clay, but in liquid form, with slightly different kind of ratios of ingredient. So it acts as a glue when it's baked. It'll cure just like the clay does, and kind of fuse everything together. And it does make the clay more sticky. So it's a glue for the clay, but it couldn't work for anything else, you know. So because you have to bake it to harden it, and it only really makes the clay more sticky. To everything else, it would be very slippery. So, yeah. Because with polymer clay, the softer it is, the stickier it becomes. So. Okay, hold on. I need to look up another reference for this outfit here. Ein Moment bitte. See if I can get a different angle. Hey TK, how you doing? It's not showing me any. I need to take another screenshot here. Guten Morgen, Charlie Ann. How does that go together? Ah, I see. Yes, that's right, Gab girl. Let me snip photo here. Okay. 2. I love the reverse image or the Google search with images. It's definitely a beneficial thing with clients sending photos, reference photos. Bild in Nuum Tab often. And there we go. I can't really see it from the side. Oh, you know. Yeah. I have to learn these phrases. Ah, that's a good photo, but it's so tiny. Good angle. Bild enorm tab offenen. Okay, I think I can see on that one. Yeah, it's just my father-in-law's computer. We must adapt to survive. Mm-hmm. That was a great game. Definitely a lot of good soundtracks. You know, I would argue that a nerd is just anyone that's really passionate and knowledgeable about a particular thing. That's a nerd. So technically, like people that are sports ball fans are just sports ball nerds, pretty much. So literally everyone's a nerd about something. Alles nerds. Alles die Leute. Bist nerds? It's probably so wrong. Sind, of course. Alle, is that Leute or Leute? Hey, thanks, Primus. Oh yeah, cool. played a lot of WoW a long time ago, but I was on the Horde side. But I ain't scum. No, the original. I played, so Burning Crusade first came out. That's when I really got into it and played from Burning Crusade all the way to probably the earlier stages of Cataclysm. I'd stop somewhere there. So I played through all of Burning Crusade and then Wrath of the Lich King. I just don't have the time for it like I used to. I just know myself. I wouldn't enjoy playing something like that casually. It's like an all or nothing type of thing. Different phase of my life where don't have time for not much gaming. I mean, I do gaming, but it's with my daughter. You know, we mostly play things that, you know, that's she's able to play and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and it's also it's interesting, but once you stop playing, it's hard to get back into it because you just kind of feel like you're forever behind, you know. If you've reached end game content before and then you start playing again, you're just totally behind. I need a game. When I play games now, it has to be a game I can pause and save, and the world doesn't continue without me. You know, that's the reality. Sounds like doing art. There is a shortcut in art when it comes to your growth as an artist. There really is. There is the slow way of learning an art form, and there is a faster way. And it's simply learning from others, truly learning from them, not just listening to what they say and then going off and continuing to do things the way you want to do them. But truly listening to someone teach and apply with the best of your ability what they're teaching. That is the fast way. The slow way is when somebody that's further along the path is trying to teach you something and you say, oh, that's great and all, but I'm going to go over here and do this instead. That's the slow way to learn. You can learn that way. That's the way I learned. But it's the slow way. It's like the person who designed the wheel for the first time and wanted to give the schematic and explain how to make the wheel to the next guy. But then the next guy says, nah, I'll figure it out. I don't need that. And the guy will figure it out, but he'll have to spend just as much time as the first guy instead of just saying, okay, here's the wheel. Let's continue to grow this from that point. So I think the best time in human history for learning was when there was more of a kind of a apprenticeship idea where like the the elder would teach the younger everything that they knew, and it'd be like a full time type of apprenticeship. The only problem with that system is humans are corrupt and it gets abused. But in a perfect world, that would be the ideal scenario to really learn a trade, is to be like humans, filthy humans, always messing everything up. Yeah, that's true. The wheel was the easy part. Not much use for a wheel without a something attached to it. That's it. I like story games. I like games with puzzles you solve, and you have to use your brain a little while. It's just catch 10 of that, walk there. Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. My taste for that, as soon as I get this sensation that a game is trying to get me to like work or like do a chore, I immediately get like, it's like it activates some like trigger and I just like turn off. Nope, I don't want it. Run away. But something that's engaging, that's not intentionally trying to take my time. And there are games that do like a leveling progression or a grind that isn't as obvious, and that's kind of the golden zone, I think. Trying to think which one we played through. Nah, yeah, cosplay. I'm using cosplay. What makes cosplay different from that Sculpey is that the it's got a flexibility to it. You see that? That's a baked piece right there. So it's like a hard rubber. So it can really. I mean, these are thicker parts. So it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see it's got like a bend to it, which makes these very durable. Yeah, the addicting part for a while for me was not the leveling, but it's the it was the raiding. I really enjoyed the progression of raiding with a group, struggling to overcome a boss fight and eventually beating it and then getting the epic loot for it. But you could just as much get that same feeling from playing a game like Elden Ring or the Dark Souls series has the same feeling because it's difficult. You fail over and over again, and then you eventually get it, and you get the epic loot at the end. And you can pause it and save it and come back to it at your leisure without the world continuing to move on. When the world doesn't stop when you stop playing, then you always feel like you're kind of falling behind or missing out if you're not online, which the reality is you are falling behind and missing out if the world's continuing, or if you're not able to put as many hours into it as others. Especially if you have a competitive nature. One genre I really started to kind of fall in love with. I mean, for a while I've been pretty big fan of is uh, strategy, like economy strategy. Doesn't always have to have like combat, like building units and fighting other nations, but like like Frostpunk, uh, type of balancing economy strategy type games. Same kind of idea. You're failing over and over again until you have refined a strategy for building like this empire, you know. Hey, what's up, Obi Stonks Kenobi? It's it's technically it's a PVC plastic once it's been cured, yeah. Oh, really? I have to check that one out there, Dr. Kaput. Yeah, I really enjoyed Frostpunk. It was a good one for sure. I only have one critique of Frostpunk that I think would be a really positive change for the game is they play this dreary, sad music all the time because it is like a really dreary, sad situation that your people are in. But they should make more uplifting music for when you're actually thriving, you know? That would be it. Because there's times in the game where like my city's just doing so well and thriving and everything's great, and it's just playing this dreary, sad music. But your people have like double portions and plenty of beer and warmth is fine, and everyone should be happy now. I need a prosperity soundtrack. Yeah, I'm actually in Germany right now, Obi Stunks. So I'm streaming in the morning Germany time. Be here for a month. Well, I mean we're already almost halfway through. Middle of November I'll be here. Or I'll be back. Be here till then. Okay. I didn't know you were from the UK. Now I know. Yeah, it is nice. It's nice to be here. Good change of environment. Okay, I think this actually needs to become part of her lower back. Hilde Nuam Tab Offenen. Oh, it's actually pretty good there. Oh, I see. Okay. Remus. Hey, catch you later. Thanks for chilling. So what I've already done is I've already put. You can see her eyes are a different color. That's actually translucent clay, and it goes kind of deep into the head. So what'll happen is later when I drill, we'll create her hair and we'll create it detachable, the hair piece, and then we'll drill into the back of the head until not all the way through, just until we reach this translucent layer. And then that's all that's needed, because the translucent clay really like takes the light and just like distributes it, so once we get into there, then it'll just kind of it'll create that nice glow, not like a beaming light, but a nice glow. So yeah, so it's already been kind of pre-planned in. I started designing my pieces to have access to the lights, just in case that does happen. Because yeah, it would be any of my older works. If the lights were to fail, they'd have to send them in, and I'd have to essentially carve open the piece and replace them. But I've started doing more of like, I haven't had it happen once since I've started doing this work, and it's been over a decade. So, but you know, always trying to improve things. So I'll probably make a I'll probably make the light. So what I usually do now is I run, instead of running the light directly to the source, I run fiber optic cable to the source and then have the light stationed somewhere that's accessible and replaceable. So then the only thing that needs to be done is some soldering instead of sculpting work. It wouldn't be too much. It wouldn't be too crazy for me to do it, but that I guess the having the lights be replaceable just from soldering allows the customer to do it without needing to involve me. For a lot less work, which means a lot less money. But yeah, I haven't had it happen before. It's just one of those things. Just trying to always improve what I am doing. I can imagine. Let's see. I think her hair is pretty big. The hair will be a good spot to hide the LED light fixture. Yeah, she's got long hair. Yeah, the kind of the hair piece that goes down to the middle back. There'll be an opportunity to create a space between. Probably just carve out the back of the head. Just create a void where the kind of like the ponytail and lower part of the hair will be kind of removable with magnets, and then the light will be in there. As for the other lights, I'm not sure. The ones coming out of the hands will probably be inside of the sleeves, and there'll probably be like a little hatch or some sort of door, like a. Usually, you use the natural seam lines of like the armor or something, or the clothing. We'll create a little hatch, and in there will be the actual light, and then fiber optic run through to the middle of the hand to create that healing magic effect that we're going for. So, Terminator arm, yeah. Yeah, her forearm has this kind of poofy sleeve, like baggy cloth sleeve, and it's got like a metal, kind of ornate metal part on it, and we can easily use the natural seam lines of that to create a little door, and add a few magnets, and boom. So you got access to all three of the lights in the character, and then some in the base, and the ones in the base will be, it's plenty of room, so easy to create opportunities there. So when you get into these skinnier characters with lights, that's when it becomes a little bit trickier. I think ideally, I still need to do some testing, but ideally I could see trying to embed a fiber optic into the clay, and then we do like you run all the fiber optic down to the bottom, and then you just have like a little compartment in the base where all the lights actually are. So, because the fiber optic never goes bad, but it's just a matter of, can it survive the multiple baking process without it becoming like damaged or not working. That's why some testing will have to be done. Maybe I have to use like glass fiber optic, but then with glass you can't bend it too much, I think, because glass would definitely be fine with the heat, but I'm not sure about the making harsher angle bends and stuff. King Philip, use glow stick. Yeah, those will last the test of time, won't they? Just stick the sculpture in the freezer. Anyone else's parents used to say that? Yeah, you put the glow sticks in the freezer to like save them for the next day. Never worked. Barely worked. I mean, I guess it kind of worked. Technically, the idea is slows down the chemical reaction, so it kind of works, but not really. I think it was just a good way to get us to give up our glow sticks and go to bed instead of complaining. Okay, now we need to make this section look lower. That's pretty funny. Good times. Yeah, I think things like that are needed nowadays more than anything. Like this cell phone generation, they should have some sort of I'm sure they exist, but like a really good summer camp for kids where you literally like check your phones at the door. Where, you know, the kids would be all disgruntled and miserable at the beginning, but then by the end of the camp, they had the best time they've ever had in their life, kind of thing. So that's what it does take, you know. A little taste of being a '90s kid for a summer, you know. '90s kid camp, that's what we'll call it. At the end of the week, they didn't want to leave. Yeah, right. Just to show that there's more to life outside of the phone, you know. Oh, yeah. Those mischievous youngsters, always up to something. Hey. Why, thank you very much, there, Shirley Ann. Let's see what the message is here. Oop. 33 months, prime sub, thank you. Yay, look what I found. A shiny. Thank you for the shiny. 33. Playing Waka. Thank you for being here, Plank Walker. Okay, let's brush this area. Yeah, I have to turn the volume up on those notifications. Keep forgetting. Just so you guys know, while we are out here in Germany, we are still doing troll heads. We're doing 2 of these each Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Germany time. And if you are from Europe and you get one while we're out here, we'll ship it to you from here, and it can reduce that cost on the shipping. So it's all original creations of your choosing. Can be an existing character or non-existent character. It could be some prompt you give, like Pirate Frog or something like this. Whatever you want. We'll be doing 2 each week, so you just got to tune in live to claim one. And they come in the fancy wizardy box, and they're all numbered and signed. So just something to throw out there that we'll be doing on Friday. So, and that also means I'll be live during my normal time on Fridays. So, yeah, fun to watch too if you just want to see them be made, because I do make them all live and in one kind of session. So. If you're from the States and you get one while I'm out here, we'll just be boxing it up and taking it back with us to the U.S. and then shipping it when we get back. So about mid-November.
The strength of the cnotbusch kingdom lies not in our
Hey, Guppy. Seal Scouts. Okay. Hey, welcome. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you very much there, Guppy. How you doing? Seal Scouts. How are the Seal Scouts this evening or morning, whatever time it is for you? Welcome in. My name is cnotbusch. I make one-of-a-kind custom sculptures of all kinds of different things. Mostly commissioned work by companies or individuals. All one-off pieces sculpted by hand. That's the name of the game. We're sculpting a Draenei, female Draenei priest. So that's where we're at so far. We're looking at, or we're sculpting right now. The layer we're working on right now is the kind of this back area. So this all has been baked and locked in. Hey, thanks, Guppy. What were you doing on stream? What kind of stuff do you got going on? If you don't mind me asking. 1 a.m. where you are? Yeah. Yeah, normally I don't stream this time. I'm actually in Germany right now. I'm here for a 1-month stay with my my in-laws. My wife's family's from here. So normally I'm streaming in the morning U.S. times. So, but the work comes with us. Oh, really? Okay. VTuber Axel. I got a few other small things I've been poking around at. This is the project I brought with me, but I've made this one since I've been out here. It's in the works. I have to do the mushroom cap next. This is actually my father-in-law's face on a mushroom. Mushroom father-in-law. Hey, Toasteezy, good morning. Thank you for the 48 months. I appreciate that. That gets you wisdom. Tooth of Wolf. Oh, that cork broke. Too strong of a grip. It's really in there. There we go. Hey, you should get back into it. Give it a try. Be gentle with the version of you that survived just to get here. That's good. Be gentle with the version of you that survived just to get here. Yeah. Don't be so hard on yourself there, Toasteezy. Meet yourself where you're at, then build yourself up from there. Yeah, I have pretty extensive tutorials start to finish on how to sculpt the way that I sculpt, and they're for free, and you can check them out on my YouTube channel. They're very extensive playlists of start to finish creation, and kind of just hold your hand through the whole process. So if you really want to learn to do things the way I do, you could definitely check it out. Here's another thing I'm working on too. This is a troll shopping. To do his hair, top of his head next. Did the ears and the beard last night. I've been sculpting for about 15 years consistently. The little pig boy. Hey, thanks for the raid there, little pig boy. Welcome. Let's do a wrinkle right here. Appreciate that. Come on in, everybody. How was your stream? How long did it take you to get good? I don't know. I was pretty happy with the work I was doing, even from an early stage. The definition of what is good changes over time. What was once good is no longer good. You know what I'm saying? I definitely took the slow road of learning, which is self-learning. So I feel like just because it took me 15 years to get to this point doesn't mean it has to take you that long. If you make good use of the resources that are available. At the time I was learning this craft, there wasn't really many resources out there for learning this type of stuff. So I had to kind of pioneer the way myself. But thankfully, for your guys' sake, I have shared that information with you at the low, low cost of 0. Okay, let's see here. Need to get a good back shot. Yeah, we bake in layers. All this stuff we did yesterday is already hardened. Everything you see me touching. The only part right now that's you can see the shiny material, that's fresh clay. The duller stuff is hardened. Kind of loses its glossiness once you cure it. Okay, we gotta complete this section. Let's do this other one.